Hi, welcome back to The Recruiter. So we talked on the last episode of not taking care of the job applicant, right? Now I want to talk about taking care of the applicant. But before I get to that, I want to talk about testing. I want to talk about predictive indexes, psychological testing. I don't want to name a bunch of them, but I want to talk to them about them a little bit. I talk to a lot of dealers. I talk to a lot of dealers that use predictive indexing to make their decision on whether or not to hire a person. Now, and that's, how can I put this? I've taken some of these tests. When I sold cars for a little less than 6 years, and I sold a little more than 2,200 cars, trucks, over that period of time. I was a pretty good car salesman. I've taken these personality profile tests, several of them, because I wanted to use some of them in our hiring process. I thought it would make it easier for the dealer and so on and so forth, because they were doing it anyway. So why not do it up front for them, charge them a little bit more money and have it already done? Folks, the fact is this: I don't think you'd have hired me giving me one of those tests. I was a really good car salesman. I was an awesome manager. I ran some huge stores, very profitable ones. I took a job as a consultant on the road. We did what were called turnaround deals. We turned total train wrecks into well-oiled, profitable machines, car dealerships. But I don't think I would have passed in some of those predictive index tests and some of those psychological tests. Maybe that says more about me than the test, but I think that a lot of these tests are based on perhaps the environment that we grew up in as children, past experiences, schooling or lack thereof, previous jobs or careers. I think when it comes right down to it, in my opinion, that these tests, there's a couple of reasons for these tests. One, it's a cottage industry, and these testing companies make a boatload of dough off of it. So I think they get in your heads a little bit that, man, you don't want to hire that person unless they fall within this guideline, or you're not going to retain them, they're going to be bad, they're going to do this, they're going to do that, because that's their business. That's how they make money. Now, I'm not telling you to totally use just your gut feeling either. What I am suggesting is that, and we're going to talk about it in the next episode, is a strong interview. A scripted, strong, psychologically based interview to use on each and every single person that comes in and applies for whatever position you're looking to fill at the dealership. It's, in my opinion, and based on us placing 150,000 people in car dealerships in the U.S., Canada, and Puerto Rico over the last almost 18 years, that sometimes people have a few scars. Sometimes people need a break. Sometimes people grew up in environments that don't allow them to maybe test so well. Now, I know that we have to be looking for people that have the ability, the intellect to be able to learn and to follow process. I understand that. I also understand that it'd be great if we could fill our dealership with super motivated people that just want to hammer out success, and you know, let's find those people and let's only graft out those people. I get it, you know, that'd be awesome. But I would suggest to you that you use that as a partial tool, as a tiebreaker, perhaps. I'm on the fence about him or her, and maybe use it that way. I would also encourage you with some of these testing mechanisms that once you hire the person, you might want to look to use it to help inspire, mentor, manage that person to his or her strengths or weaknesses, and maybe use all the money that you spend on these things to maybe help lift that person higher and put him or her in a position to become more successful, consequently making you more successful. It's not, you know, everybody was not born to interview well. Not everybody was born to test well. I'm not saying that you should throw it out the window and burn it up completely, but I know one thing. I've made mistakes in interviews, just one-on-one interviews with people, and hired them just because I liked them. They interviewed well. They came up. They showed up, and it was like, "Did you send your twin brother in to interview? You know, who the heck are you?" You know, I've been through that, and I've also hired based on using a testing mechanism of some sort, and it was a complete train wreck. Didn't work at all. So, you know, sometimes in life, I don't think we trust our gut feeling enough. I know in the car business, going with your gut and your experience, you know, my dad told me something that I think is very true, that if it feels wrong, it is wrong, don't do it. In that interview, you know if it's wrong. You know there's something inside you, there's something in your gut saying, man, this just doesn't feel right. There's something there. Trust that, because you're going to be right the overwhelming majority of the time. If it feels wrong, it is wrong. Don't do it. It's no more complicated than that. See you on the next recruiter video.